There's a classic story of two young dentists. It was a beautiful spring afternoon, 25 years ago, and they were both graduating from the same dental school. These two young doctors were very much alike. Both were better than average students. They were both likable and had lots of friends. They both had great hopes and dreams for the future. Now, it's 25 years later, and they're returning to their dental school for their 25th anniversary reunion. And they're still very much alike. They were both happily married. They both had 3 children, and they had both joined the same dental practice as associates right out of school. Amazingly enough, they were both at the same dental practice 25 years later. But there was one big difference. One was working in a small satellite office, and one was the senior doctor and owner of the same practice. Have you ever wondered what makes those differences in people's lives? What are the key decision points, the turning points that take them down different paths? What if there's a system, a strategy that once learned could alter the future path of your life, that could radically alter your practice success and your financial success? Would you want to know that strategy? Well, I've got it. I'm Jim DeMolin, and since 1998, I've been teaching that strategy. It's called LeadFire, and it's custom designed to generate new patients for your practice. I've trained over 1,000 doctors and their teams face-to-face and how to market their practices and manage their new patient flow. And my doctors have produced tens of millions of dollars in additional production. Now, it's important to understand that I didn't make all that money. My doctors made all that money, and their teams helped them to produce it all. And that story of the 2 young doctors I just told you about, that was adapted from a famous advertisement in the Wall Street Journal. It was written by Martin Conroy and ran for decades. The difference between those 2 doctors came down to education and training. And when I hear that story, I'm often reminded of the doctors who are subscribers to the LeadFire New Patient Marketing Program. Many of them have had life-altering new patient growth that completely changed the paths of their lives. These doctors are using LeadFire marketing and team management systems to grow into leaders, positioning themselves as the experts in their market, to become the guru, so to speak. And they've used these strategies to build real, substantial, professional practices. Many of them started small and progressively built their practices, built positioning in the community, built momentum, and they built their expert status to become the go-to doctor for their clinical skills. In fact, I bet you've probably met these doctors at your local and national dental meetings, and even taken clinical courses and management courses from them. Take a look at what they're doing, not what they're teaching, but what they're actually doing. I guarantee you they are aggressively marketing their practices and backing it up with consistent team training, because this is how you get expert positioning in your market. But most important, I've helped those doctors achieve the personal financial security that they and their families needed to live the lifestyle they deserved, educate their children at the best schools, and help them transition into a secure retirement. Instead of just opening a practice and hoping it did well, they put together a structured marketing strategy and backed it up with a well-engineered team management system that smoothly moved each new patient lead into the doctor's chair, maximized case acceptance, and backed it all up with a rock-solid financial arrangement. Now, after 30 years, my doctor's success speaks for itself, and we are now managing over 500 dental marketing and team training programs across North America. My doctors are doing it in every kind of practice, from solo practices to large multi-doctor, multi-location group practices, from general practitioners to every kind of dental specialist. These doctors are using our systems to target high-value patients in over 17 different dental categories, from full restorative dental implants to cosmetic, sedation, sleep apnea, ortho. When I first started working in dentistry, I came to realize that most doctors are just 5 additional new patients a month away from solving almost any practice problem. And in many cases, personal financial problems at home. Why 5 additional new patients? Well, on average, each additional new dental patient is worth at least $1,200 in gross production. Now, before you start questioning the numbers, this is on average. That means we are working with different fee structures from rural Iowa to downtown Manhattan. But adding 5 more new patients a month is not going to increase your fixed expenses, your rent, your electric, your gas bill, or your team salaries. You are still going to have those expenses with or without the 5 additional new patients. It will increase your variable expenses, lab fees, disposables, cotton balls, etc. But out of that $1,200, you should net at least an additional $1,000 each to your bottom line. 5 additional patients a month means $5,000 a month in your pocket. Times 12 months, that's $60,000 a year. $60,000 goes a long way to sending your kids to decent schools. It can cover the cost of that new car your spouse has wanted for the last 3 years. Or perhaps it's a significant boost to your retirement program that your accountant has been pressing you to fund. Of course, you're not just limited to an extra $60,000. Your only limit is your lack of knowledge on how to make it happen. Now here's another little secret. You don't need to be a guru or an expert to add more new patients to your practice. Actually, it's the opposite. No one is born a guru or a dental marketing expert. I know I wasn't. I got my first job in marketing when I was 25 years old, where I was lucky to have a mentor teach me the basics of copywriting for direct mail. I quickly realized I also had to become knowledgeable about paper stock, brochure design, envelope selection, 4-color printing. It got really complicated really fast. But by the age of 35, I had started, grown, and sold 3 companies. I had worked on over 300 marketing campaigns, not just direct mail, but phone book, radio, television, newspaper, magazines, even telemarketing campaigns. But at age 37, something changed the entire direction of my life. I got married. And suddenly, I found I had a new sense of focus. A woman somehow seems to be able to do that for a man. Well, things progressed, and I started helping a friend, a dentist, with his practice systems and marketing. Within 3 months, he had introduced me to his study club. And then, all of a sudden, I had 5 dental practice clients. And that grew into 10 practices. And that's when things really started to change. My dental clients kept asking my wife, Suzanne, if she would do a personal financial plan for them. Now, you have to understand that Suzanne has an undergraduate degree in mathematics, a master's degree in tax and accounting. She's a CPA, a certified public accountant, a certified financial planner. There's one more. And one of less than 1,000 people ever to qualify for the International Financial Planning Certificate. Obviously, she's the brains in the family. At the time, Suzanne was head of personal financial planning division of a large money management company that handled a large group of Silicon Valley millionaires and old money, San Francisco aristocracy. And then, one night, Suzanne came home from work totally frustrated. I could see it on her face, and I asked her what was wrong, and she said, I want to work with real people. I'm working these crazy hours. I'm not getting home before 9 p.m. We just got married. I want to spend more time with my husband. I want to have more of a life, not just a job. And then she said, I think it's time to form a joint company. She says, I'm great with numbers. You're great with business and marketing. And that, folks, was the beginning of what would become the Master Plan Alliance. That was 1985. Suzanne would handle the personal financial plans for the doctors and spouses. I would take care of the business side of the practice, the marketing, the team, and the goals management. The key to our success was knowing how to compute the required daily production, not just what was needed to make the practice profitable, but also the production amount needed to cover the doctor's personal financial needs, to live a decent lifestyle, to educate their kids, and to take those needed vacations. I know some of you don't even know what vacations are, but you have to take those vacations and regularly save enough money to secure your retirement. Within 5 years of making that decision, we were managing at any one time up to 200 dental practices across North America. Why were we so successful? Simply because we made our doctors wealthy. We charged our clients $22,000 for their first year of management training and $6,000 every year after that. And on average, each of those doctors took home an additional $75,000 that first year, with continued increases in successive years. How did we do it? We worked with each of our clients one-on-one for a minimum of a year, customizing their practice management and personal financial strategies to their specific needs. There is no one solution for everyone. It has to be brought down to your needs, and that's what works. Now, did it all work? No. Anyone who tells you they can bat 100% is not being honest with you. But reality is, taking enough time, enough care to understand which practices, had which unique capabilities, it worked to jumpstart these practices to a higher level of success. And all of a sudden, they could breathe again. They were secure. And from there, they could decide where they wanted to make their mark in the dental community. And this strategy of jumpstarting our practices to a higher level of success is the same core concept I've included in LeadFire. In 1998, I designed and launched the first commercial dental website company. Frankly, there was a lot of skepticism back then about the internet. Now, 17 plus years later, when we look back at most of what the old dental marketing strategies were, the phone book, radio, television, newspapers, magazines, and direct mail, well, I hate to say this, they're pretty much dead or dying. Today, you'd be hard-pressed to find a dental marketing strategy that isn't tied to some type of new internet phenomena. Today, virtually every dental practice in North America already has a website. The real question is that website generating enough new patients each month to grow your practice, pay your bills, and allow you to live the lifestyle you've worked so hard for? Now, before I go a step further, I want you to understand. This is important. I don't want you to give up, close, or demolish your current website. The LeadFire strategy isn't about replacing your website. It's about having more new patients calling your practice to schedule an appointment or ask a question about your services. The LeadFire strategy is about training your team on how to convert those new patient leads into patients scheduled in your dental chair. The LeadFire strategy is about coaching you through the case acceptance strategy with the verbal skills, the scripts, and the systems to increase treatment plan acceptance up to 80, even 90%. The LeadFire strategy is about training your team on how to lock down solid financial arrangements so that you get paid before treatment begins. How does LeadFire do it? Well, it's both simple and complex, a lot like cutting a crown prep. We start with the personalization strategy by doing an audit of all your clinical skills and practice services. We use a simple online wizard that allows you to just point and click through a list of your clinical skills. The more clinical skills and services you list, services like Invisalign, CEREC, Waterlace, the more new patient calls you'll get. Using your current practice website as a check, we search the internet to see where you rank for all of your clinical skills. LeadFire strategy doesn't want to target the skills and services you are already ranking well for on the search engines. That's just duplicate marketing. It doesn't make any sense. You don't want to confuse anybody. Our goal is not to compete with your current internet marketing, but is to fill in the gaps on those clinical and service areas where you're leaving patients and major dollars on the table. We then start to crack the internet marketing code by matching your clinical skills with our proprietary national directory system. Most doctors qualify for listings on 3 to 9 additional directories, depending on if they're general dentist or specialist. Virtually all of these national LeadFire directories have been on the internet for over 15 years to mature and gain authority as established dental resources on the internet. Using your clinical and service profile, we build a customized page about your practice on each of the directories that you qualify for. There are 2 unique things about your LeadFire directories, and these are really important. First, each of these 17 national directories have been optimized for up to 750 long-tail keyword phrases for their target market. That means that 750 root canal, TMJ, cosmetic, or implant-related terms are targeted by each of these directories for your practice location. For example, the long-tail phrase, tooth root infection, I know it's pretty obtuse, and then you tie it together with a location like Sylvania, Ohio, pulls up a directory page with your practice information on it for this long-tail keyword search. Now this is really something. This is a big deal, especially to do it in 17 different categories and have 750 long-tail keywords in each of those categories. Now, even more important, the second unique marketing strategy about your LeadFire directories is that each one of them has between 5 and 7 links back to your custom-built LeadFire website. Now, we've talked extensively in this video series about the importance of inbound links to your websites. At least 50% of your search engine ranking is based on your market authority. This authority is earned by the number of inbound links to your websites from other dental industry sites. When you add up all of your national and local LeadFire directory links, most of our doctors' LeadFire websites will have a minimum of 40 to as many as 100 or more high-quality inbound links. It takes time for a new website to mature. Even the best search engine optimization can take up to 3 months or more to gain traction with the search engines. No one can guarantee top-ranking website positioning on the search engine's organic listings tomorrow morning, or even a month from now. But LeadFire's long-established national and local directory network and inbound links can help accelerate that process, or at least give you an unfair advantage over your local competitors. Other internet marketing companies say they can attract patients for all of your different clinical skills with just one website. What I've learned over the last 17 plus years in internet marketing is that trying to be all things to all people, listing every procedure you are clinically capable of, is violating the #1 rule of internet marketing. Don't confuse the Google search bot with multiple clinical services. When the search engines analyze your website and they see 10 or 15 different clinical skills featured, they can't rate any one single one over another. And the result is your site is watered down and it will have a hard time ranking well for any of your clinical services. If you are not getting enough new dental implant, cosmetic, wisdom teeth, TMJ, denture patients, or whatever the clinical skills are that you have, best practice is to set up a separate website focused on each of those procedures. Google doesn't care how many websites you have, just so long as they are tightly focused on different clinical skills, look different, and don't use duplicate copy. The LeadFire strategy allows you to keep your current website, but extends your new patient reach with additional websites targeted solely at the markets you're not connecting with currently. And with today's technology, that's an insignificant cost. But getting your potential patients to your website is just the first step. If your website does not convert that visitor into a new patient lead that calls or emails your practice, all the top search engine rankings in the world won't put that new patient in your dental chair. Each of your websites needs to use tested and proven, strategically placed call to action marketing statements on each page. Like those that we reviewed in video 2 of this series. I think we had 8 of them on each page of the website. And I can't stress this enough. If you do not ask for them to call, if you do not give them the information they need to make a decision and ask them to call, they will not call your practice. They will not email for an appointment. Each of these techniques is designed to motivate your website visitor to pick up the phone and call your practice or email your office to schedule an appointment or ask about a service. And each of those calls and emails are tracked for verification in your own personal online LeadFire control panel. That means 24/7, you can go back and see and listen to every lead that came in, every call that came in, and look at every email requesting an appointment. So you can always track the results of your marketing. Now we're going to overcome the last great hurdle in your dental marketing success. It's a simple fact that up to 50% of your new patient leads are lost at the front desk due to poor call handling and mismanagement of incoming emails requesting an appointment. I touched briefly on this in our last video in this series, where I laid out a set of simple questions for your front desk team to ask new patient callers. Questions that are designed to slowly build a relationship between the new patient lead and your team members. A relationship that leads not only to a scheduled patient in your dental chair, but also a lifelong patient. One who is going to accept virtually all of your treatment recommendations and pay for them in full before treatment begins. I can't stress that enough. It's just one of those things. You want to make sure you've got that payment in full before you do the treatment. I know at this point everybody's looking for a faster, easier way to make all of this happen in your practice. And I think we can all agree at this point, it's not about websites. It's about more new patients in your dental chair. And that's what LeadFire's patented internet marketing technology and team training strategy does really, really well. First, we start by personalizing the LeadFire strategy by doing a simple audit of all of your clinical skills and practice services. Using your current practice website as a guide, we search the internet to see where you rank for all the clinical skills you listed in your practice profile. The LeadFire strategy doesn't want to target the skills and services you are already ranking well for on the search engines. Our goal is not to compete with your current internet marketing, but to fill in the gaps in those clinical areas and service areas where you are leaving new patients and major dollars on the table. Second, once we know where you're not ranking, we'll build from 1 to 3 unique LeadFire websites, each with up to 150 pages, each one targeting only the new patient areas you're not currently ranking for. Third, we'll jumpstart your new LeadFire websites by matching up your clinical skills to our proprietary national and local directories. This will give your new LeadFire websites the inbound links needed to establish you as an authority in these underranked clinical areas. Remember, it's just not the site. It's the inbound links, the combination of the two, that come together to give you authority with the internet and the search engines. Our experience shows that this unique, tested, and proven inbound linking strategy works better in generating the new patient leads you need to grow your practice. Fourth, as a special bonus, your LeadFire 2.0 subscription, I'll give you all the tools you need to train your team to make it happen. This includes access to our latest updated lead conversion and case acceptance video training, beginning with the very first new patient call to case acceptance and how to establish a rock-solid financial arrangement. This entire video training tutorial sells every day for $896 on thewealthydentist.com. This bonus tutorial is designed to convert all of your new patient leads into patients in your dental chair so that you can deliver the quality of care that they deserve. And you get this entire training tutorial for free when you subscribe to LeadFire 2.0. Now, the fifth part of this program takes you and your team to an entirely different level. That's our live coaching calls. These are deep dive calls where I get on the phone with you and all your fellow LeadFire 2.0 subscribers, and I take the material even deeper. We answer your individual questions. You get to hear your questions answered, and you also get to hear the answers to the other LeadFire subscribers. Each coaching call, each session is recorded so that if you miss a call, you can later log in and listen to it at any time. By now, you are probably wondering what the cost of the new LeadFire 2.0 strategy will be. Well, just a little over a month ago, I sent out a survey to everybody. And I asked this question: which works better for you? From a business point of view, a pay-for-performance campaign where you only pay for real, verified new patient leads, or paying a set monthly fee regardless of the number of leads you get. Now, the results were amazing and quite honestly eye-opening. 80% of you said that you wanted a pay-for-performance lead generation program, paying only for verified leads who called or email your office to schedule an appointment or ask a question about your services. Okay, you got that. And 20% of you responded that you wanted a fixed monthly fee and didn't want to worry about how much you would be billed each month. Now, I've gone back and forth on this and had hours worth of discussion trying to figure out which way to go on this. So I've decided to give both choices, either pay for performance program or a pay per month program. So what is the cost going to be? As I told you, the technology makes this cost essentially insignificant. What LeadFire 2.0 is all about is adding more new patients to your practice and making you more profitable. And over the last 30 years, I've learned that profit is the natural result of doing what's right for your patients. LeadFire is an investment in yourself and in your practice. In fact, here's why it's physically impossible to lose. First, if you choose the pay-per-month option, you need to be willing to invest $98 per month, half our normal rate. It's only going to be available for the length of this program that we're putting out now. And all the leads coming from your websites and directory listings are yours at no additional charge. Okay, so you got number one, pay per month. Or number two choice, you can select pay for performance and pay a one-time setup fee of $98 and just $48 for each lead generated by your LeadFire websites and directory listings. Now, this covers my time and all of my team's time in putting this all together. Plus, it ensures that only serious people apply. Now, all investments have risk except this one. There are two ways this investment can go for you. This is the first scenario. You put my LeadFire strategy and tactics to work for you, and with time and your new patient flow will start to increase. Well, in that case, at an average of $1,000 more net profit on a per new patient, you're probably going to need a calculator to figure out what your return on investment is. The second scenario goes like this. You don't do anything with the material, and you get distracted, or it's just not for you. It's not your thing. Well, that's okay. It happens. In this case, just take a look at my 30-day free look policy and just send me a note, and I'll get you a refund as soon as possible, right away, immediately. No harm, no foul, no hard feelings. So either you get a great return on your investment or you get your money back. Now, I don't know about you, but I wish there were more investments like that where I could get those types of options. Basically, I'm putting my money where my mouth is. You have a full 30 days to see if your My LeadFire 2.0 strategy is right for you. If you determine that it isn't, just let us know. We'll get your money back. We'll gladly refund money. No hassles, no hard feelings. So go ahead and click the button below the video and join me in the LeadFire 2.0 program. Now, one last thing. I just feel I have to mention this. I'm not going to pull some big scarcity thing here. I've seen all those same marketing ploys you have. Just like you, I'm completely sick of them. And some of them are really lame. This isn't going to be anything like that. But this is the deal. It's been almost 2 years since I launched our first version of LeadFire. We opened registration for a few days, usually between 2 and 7 days. Then we have closed registration. We have to close it, build out our doctors' new marketing strategies, and then start the coaching program. To keep our live coaching program manageable, I'm limiting the first group of registrations to just 100 practices. If you want to get in, then you have to act quickly because the registration window is never open very long. However, if you miss out, don't freak out. The odds are pretty good that I'll give you another chance in about 12 to 14 months. If you're not ready to step up today, then maybe a year from now. But the question is, and I always ask my doctors this, if not now, when? If you want a different result in your life or in your practice, you need to take some time and take some type of different action. So one last thing. There's no magic here. There's no secret knowledge. I started working on the internet developing website marketing for my management clients back in the late 1990s. Since then, I've spent my time constantly refining, reworking, adding to it, perfecting it. The result is a method, a system, a strategy that my doctors have applied very successfully over and over and over again. Because that's what's important. I have helped other doctors successfully apply this strategy to their practices over and over. In all kinds of dentistry, across all of North America. Remember, this is all about taking that first action, building on that action, and gradually improving and creating the practice and life you deserve. If you are ready to have that kind of success, your next step is to click the order button below and get registered for the LeadFire 2.0 New Patient Lead Program. I know I started this video with a story of 2 young doctors. One stepped up and invested in his training and his future. I faced a similar decision in my life, whether I was ready to step up and invest in my future. I'm so incredibly fortunate that I said yes. And that decision took me from being a modest dental consultant, working out of my home, to managing a cutting-edge, multi-million-dollar company, helping thousands of dentists. Now you have a big decision to make. I can't make it for you. The only thing I can do is tell you that the LeadFire strategy works. It absolutely works. It worked for me, and it works for thousands of my LeadFire doctors. Of course you have to learn the strategy, but the strategy works. Many others have made this decision before you. But if you decide to pass up on this investment, I can guarantee you that your tomorrow will not be any better than it is today. Now is your time. It's time to step up and join hundreds of LeadFire doctors. But you have to act now. Registration is closing soon. Now is the time to act. Enroll in LeadFire and bring the power of an awesomely executed new patient marketing strategy into your practice and into your life. Click the button below. Join me now. This is your time. I'd love to serve you in building your practice and creating a better life. Click the button now, and I'll see you on the other side.